Hi, I'm Frank Trigg. You're watching HDNet, your home for MMA.
Ryan, Jim and I are having a little bit of a controversy. Obviously, he won his fight against Dwayne Lewis. I mean, he ended up beating him up pretty bad. I watched it 7 times a day. I watched it with Chevelle. I watched it with Adam Swift. Just today. I watched it 7 times before that. He had better fights. And so it's actually something great to watch, too, because the way it ends up, and there's 2 great kings going after it. But I'm telling you, 100%, at the end of the fight, there was a headbutt.
There is no headbutt.
Headbutt.
No headbutt.
Headbutt.
Had no headbutt.
Size and strength. He's got the upper hand in everything pretty much because, one, he's been battling a lot tougher competition over the last couple of years than Cummings has. He spent most of his time at 205, not at 185 like Cummings has. And the other thing, too, is that he's a guy that has developed every single time. He's won, what, a 14-fight win streak right now?
14-fight win streak.
Man, he's tough, he's strong, and usually when he's fighting 185, he's in great shape. Up here at 205, though, I think it's going to be a little bit overmatched his strength capability, but he's got great wrestling takedown offense. He's got to use it to his ability, but Jimmo's defense is so good, it might wear him out. He's got to be ready for a long, drawn-out 5-round war. As always, we're using the unified MMA rules here in MFC. The scoring is a 10-9 must-point system after every round. The first 4 fights are 3 5-minute rounds, and the last 2 fights, both are title fights, are 5 5-minute rounds.
Okay,
Wow, he's got full back position, got half a body triangle laid in. Spang's in a lot of trouble right here. He's got to get himself out. Wow, what a great way to start this night off. Great position. Knockdown from nowhere, comes in there and plays in that rear naked choke simply by just outworking, out-hustling Spang the entire time. Great position. Also, too, you can see the difference between the 2 styles that Dietz is very stiff. He's very, very bulked out as he's trying to throw all of his punches with power. And Spratt seems to be very relaxed. I think he throws out there.
body shot.
Wow, great position, too. He bounced Spratt right off the cage and he basically fell to his butt and rolled over. And all of a sudden, now you see Spratt's on the bottom.
He's trying to
position, and what happened is that Spratt didn't see it coming. He thought it was going to his legs, and he kept his leg down and got caught right in the head. And then what a great takedown. He just used his body weight, rolled him off the cage, bounced him off, and ended up on top. And look for a good armbar right there at the end, and ended up getting reversed and getting put back on his feet. But original left hand that kind of rang him a little bit, and be able to have the sense to follow up and not burn himself out. He picked his spots, looked for the body shot, hit him again, and knock him down to the ground. Now this is unfortunately the best spot for Dees. He's got a chance to rest here because he can tie up Spratt. If I'm Spratt, or if I'm Spratt's corner, I'm telling him to get back up to our feet as quickly as possible so he doesn't have time to rest. Great body position, steps right over, perfect classic, you know, jiu-jitsu 101 right there. Pete Spratt just went back to the old books, made it happen.
What the hell? Where the hell did that armbar come from? I've been watching you for years, and that's the last thing I expected. I expected an elbow, I expected maybe some knees to the body, but an armbar from Pete Spratt. Secret is finally, truly, your best nickname ever.
Hey, I'm getting old, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, your champ, Pete the Secret Weapon Spratt.
Henry's doing a lot better job with his defense than we've seen in the past. He's getting both forearms up, he's covering his head pretty well. Still flat-footed, still doesn't have much movement. He's fighting. He's still complaining. He's like, look, why did you stop the fight? Why did you stop the fight? But the moment that Washington stood up, he lost his footing again, and Josh Rosendahl had to grab a hold and stand him up. Smart position by Damaris, but unfortunately, he's really not doing much with holding Davis down. He's got to move a little bit more, break those legs, start moving his hips. Either look to submit, sweep, or get back to his feet. Just laying here and letting Davis get little peppering shots is not going to help.
Another good one. Another one for the old guys. Obviously, Spratt earned earlier. You won tonight. Tough, a lot tougher than I thought, a lot tougher than on paper, a lot, I mean, let's give it up for Damaris, man. What a great kid.
Give it up for him. Hell of a performance, man. Hell of a performance.
Now, you got cut there early in the round, and we know in the past you've had problems getting cut earlier, you know.
Well, yeah. You know what I have? Yeah, this will be number 99 that I've gone to the hospital and had sutures. That's the ones that I've gone to the hospital for, not the ones we do at the gym. That's how many. I had $35,000 on my credit bureau for stitches alone.
Were you panicked at all when he came up with that elbow and cut you when you're on top of him? Did it worry you a little bit?
I always am, because I don't know how bad it is. I don't know what's going on with those cuts. I'm like Frankenstein, man. You know, I get cut so easy.
Well, your stance looked better. You obviously changed it from the traditional boxing stance to more of a tie stance. You were catching with some knees. Were you surprised that you couldn't, that a lot of those knees landed flush? Were you surprised you didn't put them down? You have to understand, after years of finally making it happen, Ontario finally legalized MMA. Here we are with the first live event ever. Now we just get New York State to follow suit, the world will be a perfect place.
Frank Bellinger here tonight.
Martin's got to do the same thing that Jesse Juarez did. He's got to take him down and try to ground and pound him out. The problem is, though, is that Lima is so good now at using his footwork, his length, his long-reaching 6'1" jab, and keeping guys away from at all times. When they do get inside, he immediately goes to the ground and uses superior style of MMA, using his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the best face possible.
Terry Martin.
Getting kneed or getting kicked, and then or kneeing and kicking you, and then as he's doing it, he throws an underhook in to keep you from shooting on him right in the middle of it. He's got great position with his feet, great position with his hands. Cummings is making a huge mistake. Every time that Jimmo throws a kick of any sort, he drops his hands to catch it. At some point, you know, Jimmo's got great hip dexterity. He's going to go ahead and shift that from a low kick to a high kick and catch him in the head. He's got to be real careful of that. His style really is to kind of wait and hold position and catch with some powerful kicks and catch with the right hand come as you're sliding in. You know, his style isn't to really be forward aggressive. He's kind of stationary aggressive. So, you know, I wouldn't suspect him to pick up the pace a little bit as far as the strikes go, but I would have him pick up the pace as far as movement goes to make.
No coaching on the breakout. No coaching. No coaching.
Bump forward, lift him up. You know, one of the things that we train a lot of as wrestlers, trying to keep this position, trying to get a guy down, because guys get really good at defense like Jimmo is. Bump him off the cage and get him up in the air.
How does Cummings get out of this position, Frank?
Turn one hip down, get one leg free, then working on getting the other leg free, all while protecting his body. So he's starting to turn his hip over. He's got to keep doing that, and now swim back and shrimp back the other way to get out of this. Oh, side triangle, he's got an arm triangle in. It's nice and tight.
Can Jimmo?
Gets on top of him, nice position. Hips are down. You see there's no space in here at all between his stomach, his hips, and his chest. There's no air, there's no daylight in there at all. Nice arm triangle, slips it all the way across. He's got it caught in here. Really got to give a big testament to Cummings, because he hips out of this. I mean, this really is a finished position. He just kips up to get out of it.
Okay, Frank, and if you're Zach Cummings, what are you doing to turn the tide here in the fourth?
Circle off, use my underhook side, my left arm, circle off, get Jimmo's back against the cage and start working myself so I can get on top of him. I got to find a way to get him down to the ground. Man, he really is working those takedowns. He's got perfect timing. He's cutting the corners correctly. He's doing everything technically correct. He's just not getting Jimmo down to the ground. Huge fan of Terry Martin. I love his one style, one punch knockout power. Comes in there, and when he doesn't put you out with a one punch, all of a sudden in the middle of it, you start getting scared of his punching, and he starts wrestling at you, start taking you down. He's got really good wrestling takedown offense. He's really smart. He's very short and compact for the weight, so it makes it very difficult to defend against him. And there was a question before this fight if Martin's chin has recovered from all the other knockouts he had before this. And he got knocked out by Vitor Belfort and some other guys who were wondering, like, how's his chin? Has it recovered? And obviously, Lima, you can't really say it hasn't recovered because Lima hit him flush and hit him hard. But geez, it was tough.
What did I just
Position, great speed. Everything comes out quick, and you see him. It wasn't even really a straight right like I originally thought. It was a hooking right that he threw out there. It was almost a 6. Wasn't really a 2. He throws that hand out there and just catches Terry right on the temple and puts him down. And you notice how he throws. He actually throws it as a hook and then chops down to put Terry down on the canvas.
Does a cut like that psychologically affect Dollar going into the second round?
Depends what kind of man he is. Some guys are like, oh, I'm cut, I'm worried, I don't know what's going to happen, I got to be careful. Everything I do, I might get cut worse. Or if it's a fire underneath their butt, they go crazy, they start stepping forward and become really more aggressive. That's what you want to do. That's what I want to see happen. You see this big elbow coming in here from Prater, and Dollar really does a good job of hiding it, tucking it underneath, getting that arm over wrap, not allowing to get a bunch more elbows, and throws a couple from the bottom himself. But he's got to get moving. He's got to get stepping. A lot of wind out of his sails. He couldn't move his feet. He gets caught up in that single leg takedown and has no place to go. Can't move anywhere. Just ends up going down to the ground. Beginning of the end was that back spinning kick. It was perfectly placed, and honestly, he couldn't have planned it better. Finally gets the Kimura in, and really the ref has to step in. You know, Dollar didn't tap, at least not I could see. The ref stepped in to save his shoulder because it was in a bad position. You know, of course, for me, the highlight was the fact that I won. I won a bet.
You won $100, brother. Finally.
Finally, I get rid of, we can now drop the pink wig and the pink lipstick, and we get rid of that now that I've won one. There, you know, honestly, I'm very impressed with Legacy Fighting. And Mick obviously did such a great job of putting it together, getting the fights together with every other promotion. There's always something that happens in the middle of it. You drop a couple fighters, drop off, a couple guys get hurt. He picked up everything, he covered everything. It was great. We had a great time tonight. The undercard, the stuff that you guys didn't see,
were just as good as the main card fights you guys did see. He's got the foot on the wrong side of the body. He won't be, it's going to be real difficult to finish here. He's got the foot on the wrong side. He needs to get it to the side. Trying to step through, doesn't really have it, kind of gets in, finally gets the back set up, and yet it finally gets in there, and you see him, he's got his shins all the way flat on the canvas. He's hipping in. He's following around the behind the hands, in front of the hands, finding the holes where the guy's unprotected to get him to lift his head up. Finally, Gomez lifts his head up and he throws in that rear naked choke. And what a great, you took a second to find your pace, find your rhythm. That elbow came in and cut you wide open. It seemed to really bother you as you got further in the first round. Was it a concern, or was that the first time you got cut, or was it one of those, I couldn't believe I got hit with this thing? See, you did a pretty good job. Did you know that you might get the rear naked choke when you went for the arm, you missed it, you got the back, and you fought your way through? I'm very impressed with the way you dug around the hands. He had his head blocked, he had his body blocked, but you found the little holes in there to keep banging him out. Were you looking for the ground and pound finish, or were you looking for the ultimate to get that rear naked choke the entire time? Ladies and gentlemen, your featherweight champ and purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Daniel Pineda. Michael, back to you.